I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5:59.
It's okay. It's my high school.
Well,
Ready? I would never do that.
I never even experimented with voice until I was a freshman.
That
The top three.
answers
Well,
everything we have every year. And we just tell them,
It's
go to
a
this
story
page.
for another day, I'll tell you
And
that.
then we perfect.
And then we play
Definitely, have you
back
tried,
to back.
so if this is the stage, right, and it's the audience, you said you tried the speaker arrow facing this way towards the kids. Have you tried this
You're
one?
up first. So come on front, get
I will think about that.
Put your name on the back.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Come on, honey.
Coach,
I'm just gonna help you present stuff for you to chat. It's your deal, not me.
Okay. Calling the meeting to order. Could you give your names, please?
I'm Lakshmi and my brother's Balaji.
All
I'm
right.
Balaji.
Thank you very much for coming in. Okay. Go ahead.
You wanna lead us in the pledge, guys? Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We won't keep you up because we know you gotta get up to school early in the morning.
We had invited a lot of fourth and fifth grade. It's a tough time of year because we're going to do some songs, from the concert for you this month. But we want to thank them for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We didn't get a lot, so we can't do a big concert for you.
You don't want me to sing them. It's okay.
Thank you guys so much. I'll see you later. Merry Christmas.
Good night.
Thank you so much. It was excellent.
Okay. Any public comments? I'm moving on to the minutes for 11/7/17. They're public. Are they held at the community room? I
will make a motion to correct the November 7th with a couple minor changes.
I'll second that.
Anybody else have any corrections? I didn't. Okay, Peg?
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I'll send on that page. Moving on to the November 8th public session meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the November 8th minutes, public minutes,
With corrections.
with corrections.
Does that mean you're seconding it? Like, getting
I
one?
will second it,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Anybody else with any corrections? Paul?
No corrections, aye. Oh, sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
Sorry.
Moving on to 11/29, 27, November 8th, I'm sorry, 2017, non-public.
I'll make a motion to correct the November 8th, non-public.
Do I have a second?
Was that the ones I did?
Yeah.
With minor corrections. I forgot to put yes on a couple of them things.
Okay.
So I will second that.
Peg?
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
Guy?
Aye.
Thank you. All set. Superintendent report?
I'd like to
November
begin,
You
29th,
got the, yeah, it's got one more
29.
minute.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. Go ahead.
right on top, Doug.
Right on top. Okay, do I have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the November 29th meeting minutes.
With corrections, I second.
All right, okay. Paul?
Aye.
Doug, aye.
Aye.
Melissa? Laura?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
Okay, all set, thank you.
Sure.
Keep an eye on me, everybody. Okay. And the non-public was sealed. Okay, sorry, Earl, cut you off.
absolutely, that's fine. I'd like to thank town for having worked so well with us. Bob had texted me, head of buildings and grounds, Adams, and let me know that he was trying to sand late last night the outside of the school, and it broke down, and the town was kind enough to have us use their truck to sand, and then we got the necessary small thing that he had to have to fix it. I'd also like to commend the town for the great work they did. I was out this morning around 4 o'clock, 4:30, and the roads look much improved. And I'd like to thank them for allowing us to begin school on time, because without the use of the truck, we could not have gotten the school ready, because there's a lot of areas around school as folks' homes that get like an ice rink. So it was fantastic on their part, and we'd like to commend them for the coordination of that. And I'd like to thank Bob and also the town for the fine work as far as the roads go. I was very concerned that we wouldn't be able to begin school on time, because if you went out late last night, you could see that a lot of your homes and driveways were really a mess. Also, the concert, the elementary concert, we were glad I have Melissa's here, and I would like to commend her. It seemed like 1,000 folks were there, and I never saw so many people in our gym at once. It was phenomenal, and the participation was great. I would hope that we would get that many folks of the kids at all the events that we have, all of the student events. So that was extraordinary. I'd like to hand it over, not to be redundant, to my assistant superintendent of schools here. You can come up.
Hi, it's me again. So, I haven't been to many of the school senate meetings as of late due to scheduling issues. So, as of what they're doing, I've just been following the minute sheet they have. Sadly, it's not as sophisticated as you guys is, so it was kind of hard to follow. But from what I picked up, we're working on the Newt Week, where it's like students strive to get like tokens, to get prizes, to do better in school. Right now, from what my friend Thomas told me, is that we're creating a survey that we're gonna send out to the teachers, and they're gonna give it to their kids, and that survey will include questions like, what would you like to do? What would you like some of the prizes to be? How are some ways to get tickets? Things like that. So that's far of the student senate side. Athlete section, the gears are turning on that. The teams are forming, people who were late to the sign up coming in, and we're just getting our few games going. We actually have a game going on right now, pretty sure, if it's not, already near the end. And those are going good. I see a ton of spirit, kids walking around with their uniforms on, showing off that they're part of the team, which is great. Glad to see it. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet since the last time I talked to you guys. The only thing I would see coming up recently for the snow and the recent snowfall is I noticed that a lot of the kids coming into the parking lot, as you mentioned, they did a great job, and I personally think they did a better job plowing the roads than I did, snow blowing my driveway and shoveling it off, and I was out there for a couple hours. But the entrance to the student parking, even if you're going 4 miles an hour, barely moving, your tail end's still going to slide in as you come in. But beyond that, if you have enough inertia, you're good to go into the rest of the parking lot. It's not slippery in there. They sanded the hell out of it, so I feel super safe in there. It's just that it's like that bump, where that concrete bump is? It's kind of weird. I know I personally have slid on every time I go in and around, and I'm not flooring it. A lot of students have gone in slow and told me that they're sliding on. So just for future reference, while you guys are doing that. Beyond that, that's all I got to say.
One of the things that we've talked about in the upcoming times that he comes is he's getting ready for school now, college. So he's going to speak to us about the whole college experience and making out the apps and making your essays and all that.
Looking forward to it.
So I think it's important as we broadcast it that parents always ask questions, and sometimes from the lens of the student. I think it's very important to hear about that whole college how that works. Also, he's talked to me about subsequent times, maybe even coming and having a seat here and maybe conversing with us on certain items that come up. Of course, he can't vote, but at least we have at times a lens of what folks think, right?
Right.
Good.
I think that'd be a great experience, especially considering I'm going into teaching and I'm looking into possibly joining your staff and teaching at the school. But that's, you know, future goals. I did, on the note of college, and that's a good point. I have seen, I actually went to a meeting for seniors. It was fourth block. Oh,
Is that good?
forward.
More.
Okay.
Right there's
Right,
good.
just it. Thank you.
Boss. I believe it was Monday. Seniors had a meeting for, you know, financial aid. We had a lady come in from a college organization. She talked to us about, you know, not being afraid of college. A lot of students had questions. It was a good interaction. I don't know how many of those have been going on. This is the first one I've been to. Sort of a quick way for students to get out of wellness so they don't have to run around. But that was fun. We learned a lot. I did. She got to talk to students one-on-one after class. Students were given the option to, you know, cut more class to talk to this lady and ask her more questions, which sadly myself and 2 other students took the opportunity, but I'm sure a lot of the other students had questions and just didn't feel like asking. But beyond that, senior prep for college is moving forward. I think in the beginning of the year there wasn't much focus on that. It was more of getting into the year. But now we're, like I said, the gears are turning and everyone's gotten into, you know, the winter routine of school. And yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Any questions? Thank you.
Maybe June before you know it.
I'll need it. All right.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
If you guys don't mind, if I could stay and observe.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Of course.
Do you have anything else, Earl?
No, John and Jan, you could give some reports. You have some statistics.
Oh,
Thank
what are you doing at financial?
Yeah. So we could do both of you and then we'll go back to Nate because he already started the principal's reports.
So if you see my principal's report, did a data report based on the NWA scores. I think the biggest thing I wanted to point out was that we're seeing progress. We're seeing it's moving in the right direction. There's been growth with the students. If you see the second page of my report are the fall 2016 and fall 2017 reading scores. Now the second grade, the second grade is a little strange because they didn't take a test the year before. So there's really no comparison. I think it's just that's just a normal, typical second grade class would make that growth. So I think that's why that bar's there. But I cross it out because it's not comparing apples to apples, because the other kids took a test the year before. So in fall of 2016, only 5th grade made progress in reading. This year, the 2nd, 4th, and 5th grade made their expected growth. And that means they're the diamond has to be within the bar. So that, because they project where the students would grow. Now, it doesn't mean percentage of proficiency rates. That's not here because that's a whole different beast. And I know we have a long way to go with that, but it's getting in that direction. The third page is our fall math scores from last year and fall for this year. So it's basically comparing the fall to fall growth. Last year was only one grade, once again, that made growth, and this year we have 2 grades in that make their expected growth. Because and the reason second grade is counted for this year is because they did take the test last year. Now we're doing it, we started last year, that K to 5 take NWEA. And the middle school some of the middle school we're taking it, but now we're gonna do it, I believe, K to 8, right, Jen? For the K
We're
to
gonna
8?
go through 12.
Up to 12, the NWA. So we'll have this data, and this data will follow the kids. And then,
I have a couple questions
Yep.
for you, John. Going to the fall of 2016, if you look at the second grade,
Math or reading?
on page 60, on reading. So if you look at, that's grade 2, is that right?
mhm,
Now, if you go down and the one down below it, that would be the following year, so they would be grade 3 now,
Right.
is that correct?
mhm.
That's how it follows
Yep.
through? Okay, I
Right.
just want to be clear about that, thank you.
And then the last page, the last 2 pages are our discipline data from our PBIS report. And I know there's a lot of bars here, but it's over the past 3 years, this is the average referrals per day per month. So I put something like this in a simpler report for my town report. So basically what I identified in the town report is that in 2015-16, there was an average of 9 office referrals a day. Last year, for the whole year, there were 3 office referrals per day. And this year, so far, statistically, we're only at 2.5 office referrals per day. And that's an average. So that, once again, is heading in the right direction. And I know that's going to be a big step toward improving student achievement. And then the last one is our triangle data report. Basically, we want to see all green. The red zone are our tier 3 students, are more needy students. And then yellow is tier 2, and then the green, I think it's the other way around, for discipline. But the red is the most needy, and more referrals per day. So that is going down, you see that's trending, so that our red is getting smaller.
What does ODR stand for?
I'm sorry, what?
ODR, what is that abbreviation on the bottom for the chart? Is that office referrals or support?
Office discipline.
Yeah, office discipline referral.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
So on page 62, so we're doing pretty good for December. You got 0.
This is as of December 6th, so
Oh, okay.
we're missing a week.
I think Santa Claus might
You
have
know, it's
something to do
Christmas
with
is
it.
coming. Yeah, 62, was 62 days this report is based on for the year.
Okay.
Thank you.
In terms of complete testing, I know your reading teacher has the entire school coded.
No, what we did was we tested them in reading using the reading A to Z, and basically got a base level for each student in reading. That's an individual testing, which is it's different than the NWA
No,
testing.
exactly. And I know she has done the whole school.
Yep.
Will she be showing us a report maybe in a few months to see how much progress they've made?
We can, sure. Yeah. I mean,
Individually?
we haven't gotten that far in the planning stages of it, but we're using that to do our win groups and our RTI. So, but that would be great to present that. That would be good we need to do that kind of evidence-based data because it's she's Title I. So we need to let Title I know. But I'm like, write that down. But yes, we can do that. We'll do counterbalance. When we get that, you'll also get a winter report. When we come back from vacation, the kids will be doing winter testing, which is, depends on the teacher. We might do it's a shorter testing, but it just basically gives us an idea where the kids are, if they make their growth, and then we do it in the spring.
Anybody else have any questions for John? Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. We'll move on to Jan.
Yep, one thing I wanted to share with you guys is I got a card from Leo Lassard's wife, and she wrote us a check for $500 to use to help students who might need help with school supplies, clothing, school lunches, that sort of thing, with the requirement that no more than $50 goes to one student. But I'm gonna send her a thank you note for that. She's awesome.
Okay.
She also did send us another thank you card to the board also besides that. Okay, moving on.
Okay, Nate, financials.
So we're doing pretty good for the end of the year then. So.
For the expense report, we're right in the middle of where we should be, yeah.
So we have $550,000.
Yep.
And everything's encumbered?
Yeah. Yep.
And we did encumber that graduating stuff, didn't we?
You said
Yes.
you did.
Yes, we did.
do that, okay. That's done.
Yep.
And Trish.
Good.
Anybody else have any questions for the monthly expense report?
Does this include that main thing or do contracts or not? The one that you guys are gonna do? No,
It does.
it does?
Does?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. I just have two quick questions before Melissa. The elementary and middle school sped tuition, non-public, I thought we only had kids from the high school.
We have a preschool student and
Preschool. Okay.
remember when we talked about how we have a special education preschool currently and how
BB, right beginnings, right?
how we need to consider a least restrictive environment for
Yeah.
students. That was the least restrictive environment for that student.
Okay, all right. In middle school?
Middle school, I think actually that might be an error because one of our students is actually a 9th grader and I think it got put under middle school. So you and I need to talk about, I don't know if it needs to get switched the line or something. But we don't have a middle
Okay,
school.
I didn't think so.
Oh, we
Oh,
do.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we do. Oh,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
We have a student that's transitioning back, but he is a middle school student.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies. Welcome.
I didn't want to change it anyway.
Pardon?
I didn't want to change it anyway.
He knew all along.
He just didn't want to let you know. Okay, great. When's he planning on coming back?
It's a process.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You all set, Beck?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
You can also-
Monthly revenue report, do we have any questions? From anybody? Okay, going, gone. Monthly grant report, anybody? Going, gone. Treasurer's report, page 47.
Make a motion to accept.
Paul makes a motion, do I have a second? Melissa, put your name down. Do I have-
Seconded it.
Two seconded. Do I have any questions on that?
No.
Paul?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Okay. Okay, cash reconciliation, page 52. Any questions? All right. Okay, I think we got September 2017 for the school service operating budget, page 53. Any questions?
I actually found a math error on their stuff, if you want to put that out to them.
Yeah, go ahead.
That should be 2016 and the money's off right there.
October?
For October, yeah. Actually, sorry, we'll do September first. I have questions on that too.
I got September now.
Well, I was on the wrong page. So, do they set this budget or do we set the budget?
They said it.
So I guess I don't understand, like, why didn't they put any money in the line item for laundry and uniforms, but they, like, what would they spend $1,200 on?
Good question. I'll follow up.
And then office supplies, like why aren't they putting money in that? You would think that they would be using money. And then training, they only put $11 in and they spent $133.
What page were you on?
I was on page 53, September report.
Okay, all right, sorry.
And then I also had questions on the October report.
So we all set with September 2017? Going to October 2017, 55? Go ahead, Locke.
And then if you add their stuff across, it's for the student breakfast, it should be 1,016. And then the a la carte should be 4129. So it'll total, grand total still the same. They're off by $1.
That's just rounding.
Okay.
They probably just rounded it.
And then if you look in this, now they're putting $850 for the laundry uniform, when for September they budgeted nothing. On the laundry uniform.
Yep, I see what you're saying.
And do they keep a report on food waste? Like, do they actually, are they cooking just enough food, or do we show food waste anywhere?
They do keep it. They have very minimal waste.
That's all I have.
What's that? Okay, page 57, activity statement report, cash accounts. Well, 57 and 58, do I have any questions?
My only question for, like, I know the high school, middle school get money in their grade accounts because they fundraise, but how is MES getting money in their grade accounts? Like, where does that money come from? Because I don't think the only one that does really fundraisers is 4th and 5th grade.
Actually, there are smaller fundraisers, like 3rd grade did a hat day, for like the pets, and so forth. I can't think of any other fundraisers right off the top of my head, but
I know the
that's-
PTA gives them money, but it's not that
Yeah.
much money.
He's talking about like for grade 1 has $1,580 in there.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good for 4 months into the school year.
Mm-hmm.
I want their fundraising.
Well, these are, these are one of the projects, you know, that you put on this year, next year, whatever. Yeah, we have to take a closer look, and I talked with Nate about that, you know, maybe looking at, you know, what, is it an in and out account? Because a lot of this could be leftovers from field trips. For example, one of the questions that came up about Nature's Classroom, that comes from people who raise more money than they need for the trip with fundraising, and they say keep it towards scholarships and what it may or may not be needed. 4th grade students who raise the money and then don't come back in 5th grade, that money's still there. So that's how that built. When Michelle Hushin took over the trip a few years ago, there was already money in the account. So that's how that one gets there. The other ones, I think, are from field trips and so forth. The art class, the art room does a fundraiser. They just went out that, the dishes and so forth. Student council, that's just money that's in there. Grade 1 class, I'm not really sure how they raised that money. But they didn't do it this year. That's a balance that's carried over. Same thing with, or it could be the fact there was a field trip. There were a couple of field trips. So this might have been before they wrote the check out for the field trip. When is this dated?
This is November.
Oh, I don't know. So, like the student activities account, that comes from the picture money. So that's where that comes from.
That would turn around to go back out also, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily that. It depends how you set it up. That could be because that's a certain amount of money that we keep and use. We would use it for scholarships for the next year or whatever. I mean, it can be. It should be counted as the principal's account, or an administrator's account that I can use for student activities, you know, student scholarships and so forth. So we have to reclassify that because there's 2 different there's a staff activity account and a student activity account. So we have to look at that. We have 2 student councils and we don't have any student council. Yeah,
Actually, you
3
got
student
4 on
council.
here. Or, yeah, 3.
Yeah, and then a volunteer account, I have no idea where that money came from. The wellness, those are mostly contributions and so forth, and the yearbook is just money that comes in from raising the yearbook money.
All right, so a question, you mentioned field trips. So a field trip is scheduled, kids bring in their money because it's gonna cost $15. So somebody brings that money in, you know, say the teacher or whatever, it should go through this, Nate?
Yes, all money should go through
And
the
then,
account.
and then eventually, when all that money is dispersed, it should come through here. What about bus drivers or transportation?
We pay for that out of here.
It goes into the budget. Into the
It does not come out of the,
No, it does.
It does. They
We'll write a
reimburse-
check to the Milton School
Yeah,
District.
they reimburse the expense, the operating budget, so it goes into as revenue.
okay, all right. No, I was just curious because I know when I used to do field trips,
Is that how you used to do it?
well, yeah, when I was there.
Yeah.
But, Dan, I tell, we need to, remember that Wally did that one year, that how to handle money?
Mhm.
That's what we need to do. That's what we need to get up and running and identifying the accounts and so forth.
Right.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these balances have probably been sitting there for a while.
For a long time, yeah.
And the
Because
money's really
I usually bring down the
It's
deposits, we
there,
have
yeah.
deposited a lot of
It's
money.
been sitting.
And like I said, it could be kids that raise money and then they don't use it because they move or whatever.
Okay.
We all set with this?
I just have a question on Youth to the Youth. Are we still doing that at the middle school, high school?
Yes.
Who's running it?
Rebecca Vandenberg.
Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Moving on to school board business. Did everybody do their New Hampshire School Board Association resolutions?
Yes.
I left mine at home. I must apologize.
For some reason, I did as well, but I know that I read through them all, and I do agree with what they recommend.
I did too.
So that's what we're going to go with. That's what I make my vote, is to agree with the NHSBA on the voting at the January meeting.
I second that.
Oh, anybody else? Who else did you have anything?
No.
Oh,
Night, Melissa.
okay, oh, Peg?
Aye.
Laura?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
No, you are registered?
I don't know. I know last year the superintendent registered me, or the office registered me. I don't.
It would
do
be Kathy, so
So-
if she hasn't been told to yet, she hasn't yet.
Tell her to register me for this event. There.
Right
I
now?
do-
I can
No,
text her.
yes, please. No, I assume, that's how they handled it last year, so
We'll
Yeah,
pour
we're on
her in right now. Have her come
call her right in here and have her fill it out. We'll do video conference call.
Okay. So we all set on that? Okay.
I look forward to the box lunch again this year with a
Subway?
ham sandwich. No, I don't know what it is.
Now, who's your alternate? Because that person can go too and get free lunch.
I haven't picked
It
one
was
yet.
Stephanie, right?
Was it Steph? I think
Yeah.
it was, yeah. Year before it was Lou and
That
Steph, so. Wanna go?
Do I want to go?
You don't have to go, I'm going. You don't have to.
But you can't vote, though. You're the only one that gets to vote.
Yeah, you
I
don't
won't
have
be
to.
able to eat that.
You don't have to go. You don't even have to go. I got this. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
Aye,
I steal cookies out of the other lunch boxes.
I like that.
I'll make you cookies to take with you if you'd like. You'll have lots.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. No worries.
Policies for second reading. First one is pregnant students, IHVCA. Everybody okay with that one? You want to do them as a group?
Sure. Unless
hold
we
on,
have
let me
questions?
just check one
Do we
thing.
have to vote on these tonight?
Second time, yeah.
reading?
Yes.
And then it goes to,
So I think.
This is the one we, oh, sorry. The one we wanted to change with the high school graduation
I think it got
policy, right?
changed.
It did get changed.
yeah.
And it's to the satisfaction of all parties
I
involved,
think it was
right?
Jan that,
Jen, good?
I'm looking to see if we made that change.
Going through my notes, I sent you
Excuse me.
changed everything but capitalizing superintendent in some of them, so that word, that credit
Oh, this is very
7.5 and that
tall.
sentence was added back in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, superintendent, oh my.
So
so that
that's,
first one's okay to put the file in?
Sure.
Are we on IK yet? Oh, this first one's okay, yes.
Okay,
IKF
high
now.
school graduation policy?
IKF.
Yeah.
The community service part, can we say beginning with the class of 2020? 'Cause it was 2020. But
So
it sounds like only that year has to do it.
beginning, and do you want beginning and thereafter, or
Just beginning with it.
or thereafter after 2020?
Where are we?
Where is she?
At the very bottom.
Oh, community service, 2020 students to complete 20 hours to graduate. Yeah, this one just sounds like that class is
Just
the
like
only
class,
one.
everybody else is.
There,
It's good to go.
Yeah, lots
So
of,
starting with the class of 2020,
Okay.
students will be, need to complete.
so
Yep.
who will take care of that
I'll
correction?
take care of the corrections.
That correction?
Telling Kathy to fix it, yes.
Perfect.
Okay, moving on. Patriotic exercises, IMDA. Everybody okay with that one?
I did see a superintendent somewhere. Needed to be capitalized.
Right here.
Patriotic exercise.
Fourth line down, very first word.
Yeah, I see him.
I'm sorry, what?
Fourth line, very first word.
Yes.
Moving
Yep.
on. Okay. Changes of school or assignment, JCA.
There's a bunch of superintendents in this
Yeah.
one, so.
Okay, well,
First line.
So pending
second
superintendent,
word.
spelling grammar.
Yeah,
The wording is correct.
yes.
Right, just, yeah.
And
So we'll go through for
school board
proofreading.
also.
If all you do is
Six.
just search for the word superintendent.
Right, so.
okay,
Change.
JJJ, access to public school programs by non-public charter school and home educated pupils. Any corrections on that one?
I don't see anything on that one.
Anybody else?
I think we should make the title smaller, but that's just me.
Two fonts.
Almost lost my breath. JLCD, administrating medications to students.
Superintendent.
Yeah, superintendent. But that line got fixed, reference to administration slash, just, disposal of medication was pretty much our, the thing we fixed last time.
Going back to JJJ, that's the only one that has the policy letters in its title. JJJ off the title.
Yep, strike.
Done. Good eye, miss.
Emergency care and first aid, JLCE.
Just,
I don't see anything
oh,
else.
district. How about district? That should be capitalized too, since,
Where are you at?
the last little paragraph.
Yeah, got it.
District makes it possible. Up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh God, where did I lose it? 6, the sixth paragraph next to the last sentence. So anytime district shows up, it should be capitalized.
Okay.
All set on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Title I, Family and Community Engagement, KB.
1, 2, 3. Right under the goal. Ooh, the goal of the policy, should that be goal or goals? Is there a 4 listed? Hello?
What are you
They're
asking?
reading it.
All right.
The school-
Where it says the goal of this policy is to, I'm just asking because there are 4
Well, it didn't say.
items.
It didn't say policies. It said.
But it's just one policy, but there are 4 goals. So I would
Oh.
say the goals of this policy is to,
R2.
and below that, that paragraph is
Right here.
I always thought she was up in that one up there.
district. Yes, so underneath the 1, 2, 3, 4, that first sentence.
The district. that one?
District.
Yeah, I got that one.
So we're still on page 73, is that right?
73, yep.
Got it.
Again, probably the easiest thing to do is just do a search. And then replace.
We have second on that one?
Yep.
Relations with police authorities, KLG.
School district. And the next paragraph, the district. And the next line is superintendent.
Very last few words don't sound right. I think you need to put a school resource officer. To the relative use of school resource officer.
A.
Yeah, put a school resource officer.
So we all set?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, need a motion, second for all of them, for corrections?
Motion?
Laura?
Second.
Laura, thank you.
Second, with the corrections, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, yeah. Paul?
Aye.
Doug, aye. Melissa?
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Okay?
Aye.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Laura, for taking care of that. Okay, we need to set a deliberative session meeting date with the budget committee. Is that not right?
One tomorrow. Oh, deliberative, oh my gosh.
It's always in February, right?
When do we have to have it done by? Bob, you can speak.
On the deliberative session?
Or is that, or, well, you're talking about the other one.
We're talking about the other one.
Oh, we gotta do that public hearing also. So when do we want that one?
The deliberative session or public hearing?
Deliberative session first.
It's always in February, right?
When do we want it in February?
It's always on a Saturday.
So when do we want it?
Usually, if you can remember which day you did, or usually the town and the school, they refer the alternate to
They
the
do, and
first.
I reached out to the town administrator and I haven't heard back yet.
We were second last year, I think.
Were we? I thought we were first. I thought we were
Is it in the,
the third or fourth.
Might be in one of our books, yeah.
Were we the third or fourth last year? Yes, we were February 4th last year.
Nate, we had, yeah.
So if we alternate, then that means we should be the 10th.
Found it.
Pardon? That's Saturday, the 10th.
For our deliberative session?
Yep.
Okay.
And Sunday, snow date?
Can't do.
Can't do,
You can't do Sundays. I found that out.
oh,
Then I guess it'd be the 17th as a snow date. Unless we do a weeknight.
so when is the town gonna do a snow date then?
We're not the town.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Usually the snow date, whether it's a Sunday or not, that happens. It's always that, because you've got a limited time to do this. So usually the snow date is on a Sunday. It's always been posted that way. Because you got your Saturday, but you can't go any further than that. You have to have it done within so many days before the elections, and I don't remember the amount of days.
When I sent the language to our attorney, he said it's against the law to have it on a Sunday, a snow day.
We've been doing this, well, we haven't had to use a Sunday, but this.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first time he's picked up on it too.
Well, why don't we do it just like the Monday night after then, or something like that? I mean, these take, what, 2 hours?
On the
Yeah.
12th? You want it on 12th?
Yes.
Okay, do we want to vote on the 10th, and then the 12th will be our snow day?
So moved.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, the 12th probably is gonna be a selectmen's meeting. No, it's not, it's just the first, never mind.
So we all set, do I have a second for that?
Second.
Okay. Do we have any discussion?
That's at 1 o'clock, right?
What time?
Are you available?
No, it's at 1, right?
Set at 1 o'clock?
Yes.
1 o'clock?
Yeah, how about Saturday though?
I'm not doing anything important.
What time did you want to do that one?
What time do we want that on the 12th?
Same time?
On the
Yeah.
12th?
Oh, night.
6.
Night, sorry.
6
Never
p.m.
mind, I'm still on Sundays.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's at noon again.
At Newt, yep.
Yeah,
In the
cafeteria.
cafeteria.
Okay.
All right, and so then the 12th would be
Snow day.
6
Monday,
p.m.
Monday.
Saturday, 6 p.m.
Deliberative sessions, Saturday's always at what time?
1.
1 o'clock, that's right.
And this would be 6. Is there anything going on at the high school?
Yeah, Monday.
Well,
Not in the cafeteria usually, though.
We're gonna do a bill use form, so the 10th at 1, the 12th at 6.
Correct.
All right.
Do we have any more discussion? Peg?
aye.
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 Oh, I thought there was.
I didn't hear a
there was-
motion for the second.
Oh, I'll second it.
I seconded it. No, for the 12th.
Oh.
There wasn't a motion for the 12th.
Oh,
I thought we did it as a blanket thing, sorry, the 10th and the 12th.
Sorry, nope.
good
All right, I'll make
catch.
a motion to have the snow day on the 12th.
And I'll second it.
Sorry, mean to you, they shouldn't be.
Yes, I've lost my
Okay,
title.
do I have to vote on that again?
Make a motion?
Paul?
Yeah.
Doug, yes.
Aye.
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 There you go. Good catch, thank you, Sheriff. Keep an eye on
Yeah,
it.
you want the rest of the packet? You can do it.
The snow's too bad on that side.
This is superintendent appraisal next year, but I like this one.
No, we got to pick up a public hearing date, too.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Did you have a suggestion for that, Bob? That's good for us?
Yeah, let me give you my calendar right. Trying to follow what was done in the past.
That'll be January, Bob wants.
It'll be January 10th or 11th. That's January 10th is a Wednesday, or January 11th
Thursday.
is a Thursday. The town is going, we're going to go with the town January 16th. That's the last day we can hold a public hearing on anything.
That's a town,
That's for the town.
public hearing?
We have a meeting the 10th.
Our 10th is our meeting, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, do we want to do it the 11th?
Gonna have to.
Okay, do it. Let's make this clear for Sherry. We do it on January 11th. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, January 11th is our public hearing.
I seconded.
Oh, there you go.
I want that one. She got the
Okay,
last
she got that one.
Okay, Peg?
What time?
Yeah, what time?
What time and where?
It's going to be here.
Here?
At 6 or 5?
6. Is it usually, is it just that?
That's all it is for the night. that
So-
night. So there's nothing else going on, so it's either 6 or 6:30, but depends, if you have all your warrant articles done, you don't have to come in early.
We got them done?
Did you?
Yes, we do.
This is so the public approves our spending? Is that what it
We
is?
have to bring it to the public, and so they
Yeah.
are informed.
So I think we should do it at like 11:30 at night. What do you think?
I like midnight myself.
Okay.
Oh,
I think
oh,
2 o'clock in the morning. Oh,
and that's here, you said? Town hall?
Yes, go down here.
Town hall, okay.
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
6
Or
a.m.
public hearing
So
or-
town hall, 6 PM, public hearing. Now, is the budget committee running that meeting?
Yes,
Okay, budget committee.
and we will post it a week before.
You'll take care of the posting?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye. So-
Here.
Aye.
So we're all set.
Here.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at that. That went right along, huh?
All right.
Superintendent.
Did everybody get their evaluation done? That should be done in non-public though.
Did they get it done? No.
I got mine
Oh, were
done.
we supposed to? I thought it was just something to
Yeah.
look over. I didn't do it.
I
I
said-
didn't do it yet.
I didn't do it
I didn't
either.
bring my packet.
So you want to hold off? And we'll hold off then.
Okay.
You're hired for one more week, girl.
Well, it's based on merit, so I should get a raise. No.
Say it to the camera.
Well, you're not getting a raise, so we don't really have to do it then.
So we'll have it ready for the 10th?
Sure.
We shall
Get
have it
money
ready
back?
for the 10th, yes.
That's right.
All right, postpone. Remember the 10th.
Ooh, district report cover, yes.
Okay, how do we make out? I think it ended
Oh,
up,
Well,
okay.
Peg's
we
part of
narrowed
it
it
right
down
now.
Well,
to 3.
they kind of just,
We only can pick
ordered
one.
them.
We gave you 3 to pick from.
The top 3, the ones we liked are those ones. The best.
Haven't seen any of them yet.
No,
I know.
Here's the back.
Because they were holding them.
Huh?
Here's the back cover. Here's the back cover. And that's MES. Am I right? The high school
We
zone?
can't go with color, so
And the one on the top is, did you like that one too? No, it wasn't the one.
This one?
No, it wasn't that
This
one.
one?
No,
This one?
no.
This one?
No, that.
I don't
the
have
one
enough
on
hands
top.
for all
I
these.
just want to top.
That one?
For the back.
For the back.
Yeah, that's, and that's MES.
Well, that's-
God bless
Yeah,
you.
they're ones in white, ones in black.
Oh.
Ted, we told you you can pick from 3.
Want that one? I have no problem.
So we probably need to do the
Should've
one in the
given her
white
all.
though.
Well,
The bottom one.
What was the matter with the
Right.
sports one? I like the sports.
It's too busy.
Because it's not gonna be done on black paper. We'll probably just use the white one.
Are those the originals or did you photo?
No, there isn't.
I didn't see the back, any of the backs.
No,
I haven't seen any of the fronts, so we're even.
Here, top one.
I heard
top one.
being restricted from seeing all but three.
No, you're adding one?
Well, those are, no.
Okay.
This is the other one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
this is from the elementary.
He's not giving you any option.
I haven't seen this one either.
Here.
I smell the glue.
It's tough decisions.
Cool. Okay.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Have we narrowed it down for the front page? Somebody want to make a motion? You want that one? Your motion?
Is that the one?
I'll motion for that one.
Actually, you're gonna have to be the tiebreaker because we like the other one.
We like the other
Oh,
one.
I like that one too.
We thought this ram was a little mean looking.
Which
Rams
one?
That
are
means we're
not
ready.
that
We're ready. Take on the world.
Have you seen female goats?
Yeah.
Little goats.
So why don't we break
I
it
used to
down?
own two
You gotta break the
goats.
tie.
Exciting.
I mean, which ram do you like?
Which
They,
ram?
they
Because we
can
like-
they can be as happy as hell and
But
still
he's-
be
he's
looking
headed the wrong
like
way.
they can attack you.
Well,
They
no,
just
It
we
won't
like-
fit
we
the
like
page.
him putting there.
Oh, you want him?
Yeah.
And you want that one?
It's
It's
like
cool.
your
Though. I like the artistry of it.
I like the top one,
Yeah, but the
yes.
back page is gonna go the same direction. They're gonna both be side.
This
They
one?
don't have to.
Okay.
Well, it's
Well,
gonna be smaller.
I'll take this one.
Okay, you both.
Strict orders to get those back.
Yeah, here. That's the top one we took.
Okay.
Although they were all very good.
They were all very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ones that they let me see were good.
Now, have we narrowed it down on the other?
All right, I like this one.
Which one, let me see? Yeah, that's one we took.
Yep,
Everybody like that one?
right there.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Peg?
Aye.
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 Aye. Should give a second. I'll take it.
Well, I had all the minutes. You can have
That's,
Okay, we're all set. There you go. Thank you very much. You got the warrant articles for us? All right.
Yep.
Do we have extra copies of those?
Yeah.
So we could give one to Bob?
Yep.
And anybody in the audience would be interested? You want one, Earl, too?
Okay.
Do we have enough for Earl, too?
Yeah, there was like.
Oh, so that one's.
that's my,
They'll just break these.
Earl's a
we're
small
just
list.
passing them
One more,
around,
right?
so we'll just go one more for you.
We need one for Bob, too. I think I'm sorry. Need Bob, we do.
So,
So you're gonna notice the dates are wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it looks like you're in red.
They are in red because I needed to verify those.
And I think this is,
So you have the new dates.
And I'm still waiting to hear back about if it's gonna be at the Assembly of God Church, like it was last year,
for the voting?
for the voting.
Okay.
is that you?
It's like
Okay, yeah.
golden
My
smile.
only thing with that is the driveway getting in. It's so hard. Coming off that side driveway.
Usually the police are there, though.
I know, but I mean, getting in there, because it's really like only one
Sharp
single.
turn.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
hard getting in and
Somebody's
out.
coming out, you're in trouble.
Right. That's the
So
other-
this,
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead, no, go ahead.
So, this is to review the warrant articles. We do have to make an amendment in this. We're gonna bring it forward to the board. Reference the facilities committee meeting we had at 5, changing Article 5 from 25,000 to 50,000. And the reason behind that, and just as a partial segue into the committee reports, Bob is submitting application for some grants. The grants are covering upgraded E911 phone systems, upgraded security, upgraded also upgrading some breaker panel boxes in the schools, things like that we're trying to get done based on the Harriman report that we did on the top things that we need to get repaired in the school. But they are also, they're funding match grants, so we're gonna have to contribute some money to that. So if we do get the grant money, upping this from 25,000 to 50,000 will cover that. So if they, if our upgraded phone system's $40,000 and they pay 25, we need to come up with the rest to get the rest of our things. So this will come out of that. That's why we chose to go up from 25,000 to 50,000, which is still funded from the fund balance surplus. We're not gonna add money for the taxpayers, we're just upping that if there's money left in the surplus to do that. So we need to amend Article 5 to go from 25,000 to 50,000.
Now, we all realize the only one we're gonna cause a tax impact will be Article 3, and that's the $5,000 for the library. That's what we agreed on.
Yes.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
The next one is 4, and that's special ed, and that'll go into that fund, and that's gonna come out of the surplus. That was the order that I think we agreed.
Yep.
Okay, now, on to Article 5, like Paul said, he would like to change that to 50 if we could. With the agreement of the board, you want to make that motion?
Change it to 50.
I second it.
Oh, okay, all right.
What are you looking for? Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
so it's been changed, thank you. 6, that'll also come out of the surplus. There is a surplus? Oh, that amount of, I'm sure there's gonna be a surplus. That'll come out of the surplus, that's for the software for the SAU. The next,
Do we need to say SAU in there, or?
that's where it's coming out of.
I know, but do we need to add SAU in there? Accounting software for SAU, or?
It's mainly used at the SAU, but it is a district-wide.
Okay, going to 7. Technology. And number 8, that's the trust fund for the bus.
And that's one we're also going to need to make an amendment, right, to the transfer, to the,
Actually,
In the,
is that
sorry.
go ahead.
it would be an additional warrant article to
To
change
add.
the name.
to change the name of that. So that's gonna, so we'll have an Article 9, correct?
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we, to segue,
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, about, from the facilities meeting, is to change the name of the school bus trust fund to, is it, what are we going to change?
District vehicles.
District vehicle trust fund, because that will add maintenance vehicles for the school. For instance, one of Bob's trucks is a 2005.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a, a 12-year-old vehicle that plows and hauls things. It needs to be put in the rotation of replacement. So if we change the name of that fund to that, then it's gonna make it easy to put the maintenance vehicles into the rotation with the buses.
So you said district vehicle or district vehicles? District
Plural.
vehicles.
Plural, yeah.
So we're gonna add an Article 9 to change that to that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
And then starting with that, then we can have his vehicles in there as well. So I'm proposing that to the board.
Does that money automatically get transferred once that name is agreed to change?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just the name.
I motion to do that.
Second.
That was going to be a motion for number 9.
To add an Article 9 to change,
To change
yeah.
the name, what Paul said.
Okay, I'm no problem.
What Paul said.
Paul?
don't put it as that on there though. Yeah, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, we got a 9. So I guess we're all in agreement with the order they're going to go in and the way they're written.
Will we be presenting these to the budget committee tomorrow night?
Well,
Bob?
We're ready to, right?
Yeah. If you're all set, we can do that.
Yeah, I'll have all changes and new drafts for everyone.
okay, so maybe I'll just cover myself. Can I have a motion to send this to the budget committee? With
I'll
correct-
make a motion.
I'll second.
To the budget committee with the corrections.
Okay,
I'll second.
in the order, okay, now, Peg?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, you got it done. Okay, I just had an FYI for all of you. Milton wasn't the only town that lost its, oh, you did?
The fruit and veggies, is that right?
Yeah.
they're fighting it.
Yeah, Raymond, I guess he has a copy to hang on to. We weren't the only one.
newspaper article?
See what I
Yeah,
get.
I'm almost cutting
So I think we need to elaborate more, but how you propose that. Milton's not the only town to lose their fruits and veggies. That sounds kind of funny. They probably want to know what you mean.
One more down
We
here.
lost our fund. Need one more? Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. And I just thought it was interesting, and another community was having the same problem we were having.
Wow.
Okay?
So the fresh fruits and vegetables program lost its funding.
Yeah. Sorry.
So we actually didn't lose any physical fruits and veggies. We
No.
actually lost the money to buy them.
Sorry, Paul.
Okay.
Glad you guys can hear. Does anybody have anything else? Okay. Don't forget to do your evaluation of our superintendent. for the minute.
So committees? We on committees?
Go ahead. You'd like
So
to-
I just want to go over one more time what facilities did. So as far as the grants, there's a few big things we're looking at. There's the E911 compliant phone system, fire alarm system improvements, electrical panel replacements, and main entry and surveillance system improvements. So it's all under life safety and security. This was done during a walkthrough that Bob had with some security people when they went through.
Security people from the state.
The DOE, the DOE visit, I think is what it was. And they brought up some things that really need to be done for, if you have a list of things priority-wise, these are the things you really need to do first. So keeping that in mind, this is where the grant applications fall. So we also talked about the total. Damon House is all done. He's going to give us the total next meeting. So that project is a wrap. Lead paint analysis, there's nothing we're doing on that right now, but it's been brought up. That's kind of a segue into the Damon House. Something's going to need to be done with that eventually because it is lead paint on the outside of that. And then we talked about adding the transportation, changing the transportation warrant article, so, which we just did.
And I think the other thing we need to think to as a board is that we get some projects together, long-term projects, and put them in the town CIP program, capital improvement program. So we should be looking into long-term projects that we
Yeah,
need to
it was
get.
over 20,000, Bob, for CIP project, if I remember, Larry.
I believe it's more like 10,000.
Pardon?
I don't know why. 10,000 doesn't sound like, maybe 10, but if you get it, it's going to be fine.
Okay. All right, I just remember Larry going 20, 20, 20, 20.
Yeah, if you kept doing
Well,
it.
not
I've
quite
done it
like that,
for
but
10 years, 10,000 and 5 years of use. Anything under that, it's not gonna make,
so can we do vehicles?
yes, you can. You can do almost anything. You just gotta submit to
Right.
the planning board.
But the CIP plan is, well, kind of like the SIG grant. The CIP plan has already been submitted, correct? So,
Yeah, it's already been submitted for this year.
yeah.
You gotta wait for next year to do it again.
The other thing I want to make the board be aware of, you realize that the addition on the high school will end August 15th of 2020, and that's going to be a savings to us of $271,000. And that's, we can start,
Plus interest.
plus interest, we can start looking at some of these projects and not affect the tax rate at all of the people. So, okay, everything else, Paul?
No, sir.
Earl, did that include an alarm that we talked about, hardwiring an alarm on the high school?
A what? What?
It should,
A what?
on the grant, Nate, that Bob referred to.
An alarm?
The guy that didn't say anything about
Talking about the one that was broken?
Is that not
Yeah.
public, or?
Right, Melissa?
No, I don't know.
I have no idea what's being
Okay.
talked about, so.
We
I
didn't
don't know.
do
Talk about it.
Okay, we'll
That's
just
fine,
go
I
from
didn't
there.
know.
It's a
Is that
security
what
thing.
It's a security thing,
Yeah.
okay.
No, okay.
I had a comment, or just checking. I know you guys are intending to put cameras all along the main entrance. I do notice that shop, particularly when I get out of school, which is around 11, shop typically has their garage open when they're working on something big. I don't know if you guys have a camera right where that little corner is, where there's an exit for the main gym, and then the door, and then the main garage for the shop. Didn't know if you guys had a camera around there. I was just curious if you guys did have a functioning camera around
I
that.
did notice a camera up there. I don't know if they monitor it though.
I
There is
just,
a camera in the back there.
I was just thinking that might be important to make sure that works. Because I personally have used that as an entrance, particularly because one of the office ladies told me to stop coming back to school because I kept leaving things in my locker.
Uh-oh.
I had to sneak in. I didn't want her to yell at me.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Well, it's good to have you here. We find these things out.
It's been written down now.
Honest to a fault, but
That's it.
That's it. Anybody else have anything else they want to bring up? Before we go into non-public? Under RSA 91A 32 A, B, and C? Do I have any public comments? Okay. Do I have a, oh, I'm sorry.
Are there any thoughts of putting a gate at the top of that dirt driveway down to the wood shop area with a sign saying authorized personnel only?
that's the student. Oh,
Yes.
oh, I know you're talking.
Going down to
Yes,
the open garage
Bob
door.
Adams is actually getting quotes
Okay,
to
good.
put one up there.
That's very important. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Anybody have any, do I have a motion to go into,
I'll make the motion to go into non-public.
Second.
Second, Paul?
Second. Steer aye.
Doug, aye.
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 Can we have a small break?